Good morning. Merry Christmas. Happy Boxing Day. What's going on? Happy Tuesday. Tuesday. I'm going to be screwed up all week. Today's Tuesday. I took a much needed day off yesterday. Like a true day off. Like on the couch all day watching TV. Didn't watch any sports. I watched like every Christmas movie. We watched, let's see. What did we watch yesterday? Let's see. I'm just going to throw some movies and we pretty much watched like beginning to end most of these movies. Home Alone, Christmas Vacation, Christmas Story, Miracle on 34th Street, White Christmas. That's only 5. That only covers 10 hours. From like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. with, a 2-hour break for dinner. We were watching, I had in the morning, I had the Christmas parade on. I was watching when I first got up. I thought about just coming down and doing some shipping when I woke up on Christmas morning, and I was up about 7:30, I think. And I'm like, I know my wife's going to sleep until like 11. My mom's probably going to sleep until like 9. So I've got like a solid hour to just come down and do some work. And I'm like, you know what? It's Christmas morning. I think I'm just going to get coffee, lay on the couch and watch something on TV. So I was watching the Today Show, which is kind of fun. The Today Show on Christmas Day is kind of fun. I enjoy it. So I was watching that and my mom got up. We had breakfast. And then I think I had the Christmas parade on. We were watching that. And I was listing some, I guess I didn't take a complete day off because I listed stuff throughout the day. I bring a couple cards up and list a few cards on eBay. I listed I logged some Cubs cards on trading card database throughout the day. So it wasn't a completely work-free day, but I didn't spend any time down here. Like I was basement free Christmas Day. I came down, I got a couple Beckett magazines to look at, little nostalgia. And I'd get some cards to take upstairs. So that was about it as far as work. So today is going to be like work overload. I've already spent 2 hours shipping this morning. I got up early this morning, spent about an hour, maybe not quite 2 hours, but came down and did some shipping before my mom woke up. And then she got up, we had a coffee, breakfast, and she just took off. She's probably shopping for cheese right now at Brennan's on her drive home. So it was nice to have mom in town. Grandma came. I think the highlight of Christmas was last night at dinner. So actually on Christmas Eve, my mom came in Christmas Eve afternoon. Which I want to talk about Christmas Eve. So my wife's grandma, who actually lives in a retirement home, like 2 blocks away, she's 98 years old. And we get to talking about like old movies. And my wife's grandma says, you know what movie I want to watch, but they never have it on. And she loves Turner Classic Movies, TCM. And she's like, I was completely flabbergasted by the movie she was about to say, because it was not a movie I thought it was going to be, because she often talks about, is it Blazing Saddles? I don't know if it's Blazing Saddles, but it's one of those 70s comedies. So the movie that she mentioned completely came out of left field in my eyes. Play Misty for Me, which is a Clint Eastwood, came out in the mid 70s, I think, about a radio DJ has a stalker. So I was completely whoa, yeah, that's a great movie. So she brought it up again last night at dinner. And the funny thing is, we were talking about, so my wife and I are planning a Europe trip next summer. And we just don't know where we're going to go. And so grandma says that, you know what you should do to make a decision read some brochures. And my wife goes, we have the internet. So that's, I mean, 98 years old. So, that's what she would have done. She did back in the day. So she's like, I wonder where you could find a phone number to TCM. And my wife goes, the TV station? She goes, yes, I would like to call them and tell them that I want to watch Play Misty for me. So I grabbed a notepad and found a customer support phone number for Turner Classic Movies. And I wrote it down. I gave it, and she is going to call today. So I'm really looking forward to hearing the outcome of how her phone call to TCM. Now, you're probably saying, well, you can watch it probably on YouTube, on Amazon, well, she doesn't. She has cable TV. She doesn't have a smart TV. It's a phone or an iPad is going to be too small for her vision. So it's got to be on the TV. But it's like one of those. It's like I might just tell. Can we just get a VCR and I'm actually that finding a VHS tape of Play Misty for me might be actually more difficult than trying to get it on a TV in her apartment. So I'm like, there's got to be a way that we can get this movie. Like, can we wheel it in? Maybe they have a substitute day in school. They wheeled in the 19-inch tube TV. It's movie day. Teacher's out. It's movie day. I'll keep you posted on the phone call with TCM. How's that going to go? Play Misty for me. So Christmas Eve, we my wife is usually uber prepared when we have people over, and she was not. She was not prepared this holiday. And so on Christmas Eve, I despise Costco. From just going there. I love Costco. I just hate the people. I hate battling people. I dodge the food section unless I have to, unless it's a food emergency. And that's why I'm sent in there. But I'm like, oh my God. So my wife goes, and she knows that I hate going to Costco. And she goes, I'm going to make a Costco run. Do you want to go with? And I know that do you want to go with is not a question, statement. She's suggesting that I go with, but she's just saying it in the form of a question. So I know I've got to go to Costco. So I'm dreading this. I'm Christmas Eve, it's going to be crazy. She's like, well, we got to go. I'm like, okay. So I put my big boy pants on and we went to Costco on Christmas Eve. We pull in and I'm like, this is going to be crazy. This is going to be crazy. And my wife's like, look, and we're in the parking lot. She's like, look, there's open spots everywhere. I'm like, you're right. It's not that busy. Now, Costco's always busy, but there's levels of busy. And this is the lowest level of busy, Christmas Eve. I'm going to mark it down. If I need to make a Costco run, I'm going to go on Christmas Eve because it's for Costco, it's dead. So we go in, we get our shit. The funny thing is, we had to get one thing. My wife had to get one thing. Crab, because my wife made crab cakes for Christmas. Christmas crab cakes. And that's the crab cake. Crab was the only thing. She makes the crab cakes herself. So she just needed crab. That's the only thing. We leave Costco $600 later. We get halfway home, and my wife says, oh, shit. Guess what she didn't buy? The crab. The only thing. So what the hell did you spend $600? We bought 2 office chairs. I've got a new office chair. I haven't put together. I've got to bring it down still. It's in the garage. I've got a new office chair. She's got a new office chair. We got Diet Coke, which we needed Diet Coke. She needed Diet Coke, but I do drink it. So water, bottled water. What else? Probably some random shit we didn't need. So that was our Costco trip. Surprisingly, it was okay. Christmas Eve at Costco, not too bad. Not too bad. So I needed beer. So I'm like, oh, that wasn't the only thing we forgot. We also forgot bread for my wife was baking garlic bread also. So she needed a baguette, but she's like, not like a hard baguette. So there was a specific kind of baguette that she needed to get. And I'm like, well, do they have it at Pick and Save, which is now renamed Metro Market, which I was just getting used to calling it Pick and Save because it used to be called Cops, COPPS. Then it was Pick and Save. I always called it Cops. I was getting used to calling it Pick and Save. Now it's changed again. Although Metro Market does sound better than Pick and Save. So I'm like, well, I need to get beer so I can run to Pick and Save, Metro Market. And she's like, okay, well, I'll text you and let you know. So I came home, put all the shit away, pop and water. And then I'm like, I didn't want to go to the gas station. I didn't want to go. For some reason, I don't like going to this gas station. Like Quick Trip, I enjoyed going to Quick Trip for my beer. Kelly Market down the street, like in a pinch, I'll get some. But anyway, so I'm like, I'm going to go to Total Wine. Total Wine, on the other hand, while Costco may be pretty dead on Christmas Eve, the liquor store, however, is not. It was kind of a zoo at Total Wine. So I go to Total Wine, and I know my mom drinks pretty much the only thing she drinks is Michelob Ultra. Although she's been on a kick. She's been like Moscow Mules or something. But I don't know how to. Actually, I kind of do know how to, but I don't know if that's maybe it's like vodka lemon. I don't know. But anyway, Michelob Ultra. So I got some Michelob Ultra. Like, what the hell do I want to drink? So I just went for the old standby Spotted Cow. So got the beer. Wife texts me. She goes, I'm going to run to Pick and Save for the baguette. So I'm like, okay, cool. So, and this is like coming up on crunch time because I knew my mom was like en route. So I'm like, I should be home, like just should be home in time for my mom. Like she was pulling in as I was pulling. Boom, perfect timing. I'm like, I just went on a beer run. Amy's on a bread run. Merry Christmas. So that was our Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day, I'll get to the chat. I'm surprised we're at 30 viewers, live viewers for like at 10 a.m. unscheduled. Thank you for joining. So Christmas morning, yesterday morning, so my wife sleeps until like 11, and she gets up, and I let her. I'm like, can we open presents now? Okay, let's just get this over with. Now we didn't do like, this house is kind of our Christmas. Merry Christmas for the next 30 years. So this was kind of our, like, we're just going to lay low on Christmas. But for laying low, like my wife got me a $200 gift card for eBay. So I'm like, and this, how eBay gift cards, they burn a hole in your pocket. I'm like, boom. I open it. I'm like, oh, eBay. But the thing is, like, I'll go on eBay random time and just buy stuff. And when I have a gift card to like go out and buy stuff, like it'll probably sit unused for a month. Although I have been buying more and more Cubs stuff lately. So obviously I'll be using it for Cubs cards. My mom got me an Amazon gift card. So I think I don't like the telescopic lens that I have for my iPhone because I bought it before I upgraded my iPhone last year. So it's not like a perfect fit. And also the little, I tried to improvise because the little like spongy thing fell off like day one. So I improvised at spring training this past year. and got something, and it just doesn't work. So I'm actually looking at another iPhone lens for spring, and that's the only time I use spring training. And then I think I'll probably use it in the backyard for like eagles and like ducks in the pond and stuff. So for like wildlife in my backyard. I'm not going to go out and film shit, but it does come in really handy for the week that I'm in spring training. It like pays for itself just for my own satisfaction of pictures that I take. So I think that's what I'm going to shop for on Amazon. Of course, Mom got me some cards. And guess what? I posted on Twitter the other day how I love Panini Chronicles. And guess what? There were a couple Panini Chronicles packs of baseball cards in my stocking. My mom always finds Cubs cards for me, so like junk wax era Cubs, but hey, Cubs cards nonetheless. There was a couple basketball, like Team USA from like '94. She probably found it a antique shop, and then a couple hanger boxes of Topps. So 2023 Topps Series 1, 2023 Topps Update, which I don't think I opened any Topps Update. So that was the first 2023 Topps Update that I opened this year. So that was fun. What else? Trying to think. And then my wife also got me a Shakti mat. Whoever suggested that in the chat, somebody in the chat a few weeks ago suggested a Shakti mat. Thank you so much. I've only used it once last night, and it was amazing. And now it's like, I can't wait. And I'm reading the brochure. It's like, oh, you can do on your, like, sit on it for your like glutes and your lower back. And you can like put your feet on it, and you can do like, oh my goodness. It hurt like hell. It hurt like hell. When I first laid, I'm like, oh my God, this is so painful. My wife's like, why didn't you just ask for a massage gift card? And I'm like, cause this I can do right. Oh my God, it hurts so bad. But it's supposed to. And after a few minutes, the pain kind of goes away. And then it's just kind of they call it Shakti bliss. And I was in Shakti bliss. I think I did sleep better last night. So I'm going to be using that damn thing. It's freaking good. So how was your Christmas if you celebrated? And that's the thing, like, it's okay to not celebrate Christmas. Like, even if you're Christian and you don't for some people, and this is kind of, I should go back to, here's an airing of a grievance that I have, because some people like get so annoyed with other people and how they celebrate or don't celebrate. It's like, I saw something on Twitter where it was kind of like it was a pretty like depressing statement that this person made. And it did come off as like sounding ungrateful, but you don't know his life story, right? And maybe Christmas is a bad time, or maybe his upbringing was not great. And like, he let him enjoy or not enjoy. And I think we all, well, I wish I had a family to maybe, like, if somebody doesn't like want to spend time with their family, maybe bad things happened to them and they don't like their family. Like, just because you had a good upbringing and nice family and you would give anything to have anybody back that you've lost, maybe that's not the case for the next person. So keep that in mind. And also when it comes to like, this company shouldn't be open on Christmas. You should be spending it with your family. What if you don't have family to spend with, and your family, the only people you have in your life are your coworkers? And so do you want to be home alone on Christmas when everybody else is celebrating with your family, or do you want to be with your family at work? So I think it's kind of a double-edged sword. It's like, I don't fault places to be, because remember, not everybody is Christian. Not everybody celebrates the holiday of Christmas. So there are still, like, you can't just shut down the world for this holiday. So like, I've never been one to, and this is kind of a slippery slope. It's like, well, you can say if a person doesn't want to work on Christmas Day, don't get a job that is with a company or a business that's open on Christmas Day, because that's kind of unfair, because there's certain life circumstances that this person may not have a car, may not be able to have a car or drive, and they just happen to live here. They can't help it for whatever reason. This is the only job, but they would like to spend fit. So I know there's extenuating circumstances. It's not all black and white. There's different things. So I don't really fault businesses for being open on holidays, because some people want to work on holidays. They don't want to be reminded that they're alone. So sometimes we have to remember that not everybody is like us or you or me. Let's go to the chat. Mikey's in the house. What's going on? Good morning, Mikey. What's happening? Raphael, good morning. Kyle's here. Good morning to you. He has smashed the like button. Thank you, sir. East Coast Tom, happy holidays to you. And I believe, did I read it's your birthday, or it was your birthday? Happy birthday. I am terrible with birthdays. So I think I did see that pop up. Tanked Up Threads, good morning. Jordan Brown's in the house. Good morning. We've got Mike Smith, or you probably know him as the Low Roller Scratcher. Mike Smith, what's up? Double A Cards, good morning. Collector's Dream Orlando in the house. Mike says, I found a new baseball documentary on YouTube. His family from Canada. The dad left him when he was a kid in 1990. I did, now that you mention this, the movie was all about junk wax era on sports cards. I did see this pop up on like my recommended videos just this morning. And I thought, I'm getting inundated. Ow. Hell, I'm getting inundated with messages about this weekend's Madison Card Show, which, by the way, is Saturday. Sheraton Hotel, John Nolen Drive. Sold out tables with a waiting list. 9 to 3, free admission. Where's my YouTube channel? There it is. Early birds are welcome this Saturday, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolen Drive. Yeah, I did see this pop up on my like recommended videos screen. And it was something about why are my cards like worthless now, or something to that effect. Of course, now that I'm looking for it, I can't find it. All right, can't find it. Oh, here it is. Is it this? The Box Office Society? Why your beloved baseball cards are worth nothing? It's like a professional documentary level film. The Box Office Society, from 7 films. It's like an hour and a half long. I assume that's what you're talking about. But yeah, I did see something pop up. Troy's in the house. What's going on? Good morning. Brad is here. What's up? Love the dog. Love the scarf. Biscuit started a fight yesterday. Biscuit, my little instigator, we went for a little Christmas walk. It was 55 degrees on Christmas Day. We go on a Christmas walk, and actually, I call this. It's I think they're actually kind of my neighbors. I think they live a couple houses down, and they have the big dog, which isn't like a huge dog, but it's much larger than Biscuit. Probably Biscuit's 10 pounds. This dog's probably 50, 60. I'm terrible. It's got one of those beards, like, I don't know, you know, the dogs that looks like they have a beard. He looks like that. Rosie is her name. It's Rosie, and I love Rosie because Rosie's a sweet big dog. And then the Chihuahuas, and Chihuahuas are kind of like, I don't really like Chihuahuas. I don't like Chihuahuas, and I don't like and I think this is just because of like personal experience. Chihuahuas, and they've got the long floppy ears. They stink. I don't know, but those are the two breeds that I don't like. So I don't know the Chihuahuas because I don't like I just ignore Chihuahuas. And so I'm like, oh, Rosie, I love Rosie. And the Chihuahua, nice, the Chihuahuas. So I call it Rosie and the Chihuahuas. 2 Chihuahuas and Rosie. So we're walking. Biscuit actually poops. And so I've got her kind of like tightened up because I see them walking down the sidewalk. I don't want Biscuit to run off and because sometimes Biscuit will be like aggressively running, even though she's only a little 10-pounder. She's a little freaking Napoleon, right? So I've got that tightened. Then I'm wrapping the doggy poop bag up, and I must have like hit the switch and she takes off. Like I still have her on the leash, but she takes off. So it extends the leash, right? And she's like getting up in Rosie's grill, and Rosie's just like, what the hell's going on? And then Biscuit's like, arr. And so Rosie's like, well, fuck this. Arr. And they're, arr. I'm like, Jesus, you guys know each other. Let's be nice. It's Christmas. So we get them back, and I like kneel down. I'm like, Biscuit, come on, be nice. You know Rosie. Hi, Rosie. And then the Chihuahuas are just like, what the fuck is going on? And F-bomb. And so like we're just like, oh, be nice, Rosie. Rosie's owner's like, oh, Rosie, be nice. I'm like, Biscuit, come on, like let's play nice. And so then it's like, well, here comes the Chihuahuas. And so Biscuit's like, they're like sniffing each other, you know how dogs do. And then all of a sudden, guess what, Biscuit? I'm like, okay, enough's enough. Let's go. You're not playing nice. Little Christmas grouch, little Christmas Grinch, Biscuit. So maybe next time Rosie and the Chihuahuas and Biscuit will get along. It'll be a beautiful day. So we had to cut our walk short because it started raining. So it was kind of rained on our parade. Where are we at? Stu, good morning. Jordan says, same. I hate going when it's busy. Costco's a wonderful place, but it's always so freaking busy because everybody thinks it's a wonderful place. Mikey got a bunch of cards to open and some clothes from my parents. Very nice. What kind of cards did you get? Tom says crab cakes are the number one item I miss from living in Maryland. I bet. Crab cakes. What are the Jimmy's and Baltimore's a big one? What's the other one? Oh, there's some good crab cakes out there. Flawed Thinker, what's up? Good morning. Mike says, did you see the new YouTube baseball documentary? Oh, yeah, we just talked about that. Mikey says, are you going to talk about Whatnot today? Possibly. I might make it its own like topic video. So Mikey went on Whatnot and did some sales. I bought a card from Mikey. So he had some questions for me that I do want to tackle because I have some advice, and it doesn't just pertain to Whatnot. I've never sold on Whatnot, so take that for what it's worth. But I think it applies. I think the same principles apply no matter the platform that you use. So maybe tomorrow we can talk about the questions you had. Joe, what's up? Good morning. My son got me a 23 Topps Chrome Mega Box, and I pulled a Bobby Witt Jr. Future Stars orange number to 25 on card auto. Whoa, that is pretty sweet. That's crazy. I saw, it was on Twitter maybe? Somebody posted, I don't think it was in the Hobby Evolution Facebook, I think it was on Twitter. Somebody posted they wanted, what the hell? They wanted they wanted some product, a blaster, say it was Topps Archives, whatever they wanted. Their son got them a blaster of Topps Heritage High number, which is not what they wanted. So they like, oh, thank you. Opened it up, and they pulled an Anthony Volpe autograph, rookie auto out of the Heritage High number. Didn't want that product, but he was happy with the results. Mike says you better use your gift cards as soon as possible before they steal your gift card due to the gift card scam. Is that when you get texted and people say they want go buy me a gift card? Yeah, you just don't fall prey to that. Jordan, what's up? What cards did you get? Mickey. Oh, he's asking Mikey what cards he got. Mike says, Joe Olivo, you should sell the Bobby Witt Jr. of 25 for like $100. It's probably worth more than that, right? Probably worth more than that. Orlando says, my daughter got me an actual Jackie Robinson business card with picture sleeve. That's pretty freaking sweet. Jackie Robinson business card. Very cool. That is dope. Did a video on it. Very cool. Go check that out. James in the house. What's going on? Good morning. Tom says, my birthday was yesterday. I try not to make it a big deal as I get older. I'm the same way. Birthdays, it's just like, I don't do anything for my birthdays. We usually go to like sushi, which we go to sushi all the time. It's like, where do you want to go? Oh, sushi. I'm not a big birthday guy. Tom Gibson says, good morning from Midwest Tom. There we go. We got P-Town Tom Or wait, I think P-Town Tom is a different Tom. And I think I confused you guys one time. So yeah, you're going to have to, if he's P-Town Tom, you're Midwest Tom. Tom Coleman is East Coast Tom, even though he lives now in Wisconsin. Kyle, good morning. Years ago, when I had a lot of employees, many would ask to work Christmas as it was an excuse to not have to be around family. And that's another thing. Maybe they like their family. They just don't want to be around all of them at the same time. I can see that. You know, I always, and this isn't like Christmas per se, but like the day after Thanksgiving, I always worked the day after Thanksgiving. Well, pretty much every job. When I worked in radio, it was like, well, you just had to. It wasn't a holiday. In some businesses, it's a holiday from their standpoint, but most of the world, it's most of businesses, it's not a paid holiday, right? So we could. How did that work? I think you could take like. They were the last company I worked for. They were more like lenient on the day after Thanksgiving, just because it wasn't as busy as like a normal day of the week, right? But I worked in sales. In sales, there's like nothing going on the day after Thanksgiving. So why am I going to burn a PTO day when the office manager usually let everybody out early anyway? So we'd get out at like 1 or 2 o'clock. So it's kind of like a half day, and it's like a clean your desk day anyway. Like you're not making sales calls on Black Friday. So I'd go in, clean my desk. It's a paperwork day. I've got my phone looking at blowout for Black Friday deals. So I preferred working the day after Thanksgiving. Now, the week between Christmas and New Year's, that was kind of the opposite, because there's nothing going on in the line of work that I did. It was pretty dead that week. So I usually would take, and that's a little like a day. I'll take a day, but a week is kind of like, oh my God, another day of cleaning my desk. So I did take I did take some vacations during that week, just because it was like, might as well use it. And I'd go to Florida where it was warm. Mike confirms, yes, the video I was talking about is the documentary he was talking about. Dave Arnold's in the house. What's up, BPC? Bushnell Prairie City. SoCal Guy 1967 was the baseball card movie called Jack of All Trades. I think that one came out a few years ago. I don't know if is that the one Mike Smith was talking about. James Mize will be live on Whatnot tonight, 5:30 Pacific time. So that is 7:30 Central time. I might have to check that out. Mikey says 2022 Bowman draft light boxes. Ooh, those are fun. Oh, those are fun. One 2020 NBA retail box, some 2023 Topps Chrome update blasters. Nice. Those Bowman draft light boxes are fun. I love those. Shane Koopmans is here. What's going on? Good morning. Mike says, all I want for Christmas is to bring back Virginia's skill games next year. That's right. That's right. A Christmas wish. Bring back those skill games. Tanked Up Threads. How did you end up getting Goodwill pallets? Did you speak to a manager? Just wondering. I've asked one, and they said they ship out pallets of cards. So I'm not going to tell you exactly how I get them, because there's just not many to go around. So I don't need any competition. I will say, if you go to the Goodwill website, sometimes there's pallets on there. Let's see. And I can tell you that there's like not many that are out there. So they're hard to come by. Excuse me. Mikey says the 2020 retail box was Prism. Very nice. Let's see. James says my wife works all the holidays, double time and half pay. Double time and a half pay. Hell yeah. See, and that's another thing. Like, you want to work holidays? We'll pay you 2.5 times. Like, sign me up. Sign me up. Merry Christmas to me. Shane says I asked to work Christmas because it was a 12.5-hour shift at holiday pay. See, people want to work on Christmas. See, people are like, oh, they shouldn't be open. They should be with family. No, show me the money. Mike Smith says, did you find any new Goodwill hits? No, I'm done. I looked through it all. The Goodwill palette has been gone through, and now we're just waiting for the next one. So whenever that will be. So the only thing left, there's just some junk wax that I'll put on a shelf and probably never go through it. I'll probably just end up bulking it out at some point. So, yep, the Goodwill palette has been gone through. I've got a box that today is a shipping day. And let's see, today's Tuesday. Today's a shipping day. And then I think tomorrow I'm going to focus my work in here with listing using the new Car Dealer Pro 2.0 and do like an actual sit down, like all day binge listathon just to see, how much faster it is than 1.0. Now, I've been using 2.0 quite a bit. It's much faster. It's much more accurate. But I haven't actually spent I haven't had a true listing day with it. It's just been somebody from Waterloo, Iowa is calling me. So probably I've like I mentioned just a bit ago, I have been inundated this morning by people wanting to get into the Madison Card Show this Saturday. It's crazy. That's probably what that phone call is. So today's a listing day. Tomorrow, or today's a shipping day. Tomorrow is going to be a listing day. And then also getting my maps out and I might even do that tonight, getting the maps out because I want to make sure we get, where's my maps at? I think I need to make some more copies. Since I did add more tables, I want to make sure that I'm filling every table because I've just been telling everybody, I'm sold out. But I think I actually do have a couple spots left. So I just want to make sure that's the case. Let's see. Kyle says, so basically no NASCAR in this palette. Correct. There was maybe 50 NASCAR cards. A small stack. That was about it. Some junk wax NASCAR, like the Pinnacle from 94 or 5, somewhere in there. There was a stack of those, and that was all. Max says, I'm not open guy. I'm a not open guy, but haven't had any traumatic holiday experiences, and I'm very close with family. And see, that's the difference. Not everybody has that experience. Let's see. Mike says, you found any Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, and other non-sports in the Goodwill palette? So that's the thing with the Goodwill palettes. Pokemon is basically stripped of the cards and sold separately. I do know they sell bulk Pokemon. Every once in a while there'll be some loose Pokemon cards that, I think it's just crap. Same with Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic. Every once in a while there's a few singles. There's a lot more non-sport, movie cards, junk wax era movie card, TV show and movie cards from the, late 80s, early 90s. One time there was a whole bunch of Star Wars from 77. What else is there? But there was that whole 5-row box of the promo cards and Marvel and stuff like that. So yeah, but usually it's typically all sports cards. Max says, I understand some folks don't have family to spend it with. Let's see. Mikey says, will there be 2023 Bowman Draft light boxes? I don't think so. I think they did away with that SKU this year, which is disappointing because that's kind of how I would buy if I wanted to rip Bowman Draft. I don't want to spend $500 for a box of Bowman Draft, but I'll spend $150 on a light box. I'll spend $500 on 3 of them, 3 boxes. Where we at? I did buy, I don't know if I talked about this, but I did buy a case of paper. And I did list some of those in my eBay store over the last couple of days. Wyatt Langford's been selling. I think I've sold all of the singles I listed. There were 11 cards of basically each player. I think I've sold out of Wyatt Langford. I think I sold 1 or 2 Paul Skeens and maybe a Max Clark. So I'm going to, at some point I want to go through because I have 12 cases worth of last year's Bowman Draft. I have 4 or 5 cases worth of 2023 Bowman. So I want to and then just random like bulk from other. There's a bunch of Bowman in this Goodwill palette. So I want to go through because especially in the last 2 years, like there's new guys that pop up out of nowhere and it's like, oh, hey, I've got a nice stash of those. So it's always nice to have on hand. Jordan says, we used to buy Goodwill all the time, was really good, but now competition is tough stuff is getting bidded higher and they're pricing higher. Yeah. So my Goodwill palettes, surprisingly, are now going, like the card market's going down. Everything else in the card market's going down, but my Goodwill palettes are going up in price. There's also been fewer, like it's been 3 months between palettes, September and December. And I did miss out on one. I was a little too late on one. Let's see. So yeah, I've already got some competition out there. Shane says, had a great holiday weekend for the old eBay store. Hope everyone else had great sales as well. Mine were a little down. Let's take a look at my sales. I'm off to a really good start today already. But yet, let's see. Yeah, since the 21st, I've had lower than normal sales. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Christmas Eve was about average. Christmas Day was a little below average. Today's off to a good start. So we'll see how that goes. I'm still over the last 30 days. I'm up for almost 5% in sales dollars. I'm not sure where I'm at with traffic. Let's see, or volume wise. Let's see, is this last 30 days in my volume? So my sales dollars last 30 days actually up 11%. My net sales are up 11%. My quantity sold is down 13%. So that just shows you that my price per sale is going up, but the volume is going down. But I also haven't listed too much in the last couple of weeks. This week, that's going to change, and I'll have a whole bunch of new inventory, and maybe I'll buy some more inventory on Saturday. See how that goes. Stuke says, my card box is getting full. Should be heading to Goodwill soon to drop off. Oh, hey, there you go. Raphael, did you see Ben Verlander's hot take that Ohtani was the most important signing in Dodgers history? What a terrible take. I did see that, and I think he may have been forgetting about a very important Dodgers signing back in the 1940s. I did see that. And I think that was just probably one of those. I don't think Ben Verlander, and I don't know if there's been any follow-up to that take that Ben Verlander had. My just, without knowing, with just seeing that tweet or comment, my thought would be it was just a big oversight on his part. Like not thinking, I mean, sometimes sometimes the most obvious things we gloss over. And, that's me giving him the benefit of the doubt. So, that was something, to be honest with you, when I first saw that, I'm going through and I'm like, yeah, that probably is the most important signing in Dodgers history. And then it dawned on me, oh, wait, there was that one guy named Jackie Robinson. That was probably the most important signing in Dodgers history. So it was probably just like, we make mistakes. And it's like, oh, shit. And once like, hey, what about Jackie? He's probably like, oh, that's a big one. So I don't know. Has there been a follow-up from Ben, or I'm curious if that was the case. If it's like, oh shit, yeah, I would, my bad. My bad. Let's see. Mike Smith says your Bears won and still alive in the playoffs. The Bears did win. Yeah. It's kind of fun watching them win. I'd like them to improve their draft stock, but as long as the Panthers, thank you, Packers. Packers beat the Panthers. So that's good. As long as we keep the Panthers losing and get that number 1 pick from them. Porter says, I know this isn't free for all Friday, but I sold a card over the weekend and I can't find it anywhere. What to do? Basically, and this happens to me I'm not going to say all the time, but this is a common occurrence, especially the more inventory you have, and especially if you're a one-man operation or two or three, sometimes these things happen. It's okay. What I do is I try to look through all my inventory. Well, I don't do that, but I guess depending on the amount of inventory you have, sometimes if it's in like box 1A, and I can't find it in 1A, I'll look in 1B. Maybe I just put the pile in the wrong tab. So I'll look neighboring. Okay, maybe it's not in a tab. Maybe it's in this pile. I've got some piles when I'm listing on my phone. They're not in a SKU. I'll look in those. And at the end of the day, if I can't find it, I just message the buyer like, hey, I can't find this. I'm still looking for it. If I come across it, I'll send it off. I'm going to issue a refund. So you just issue a refund. It's a ding because it's an out of stock item, and you're, it goes against your sales metrics. But I mean, it's, about the only thing you can ask. You can ask them if there's anything else, and that's usually what I'll do. I'll say, hey, is there anything else in my store that you would want in replacement, or I can just offer a full refund. And if they say there's something else they want in your store, that's actually the most beneficial because you don't get that strike for having an out of stock item. Some people ask, well, how bad of a strike is that? I've had multiple. I don't think it's not the end of the world if you have multiple, but try to avoid them if you can. Where are we at? John says, has the quality genre of pallets changed, or is it the same old junk wax? So it's actually been pretty consistent. And it varies. Like this pallet was like hardly any junk wax. There's probably, I'm trying to think of like a percentage. Say of 150,000 cards, probably 20,000 junk wax, 130,000 modern cards. And we're talking Bowman, there's autos, there's, a lot of retail stuff, retail blaster stuff. The last Goodwill pallet was a majority junk wax. And then there's, it just varies all over. I expect to see more and more modern as people leave. As people stop collecting those that got in 2020 through 2022. I'm like, I can't sell it anymore. I'll just donate it to Goodwill and take the tax write-off. So I expect to be seeing more modern, a lot more retail. Like I bet there were 50. Somebody was ripping blasters, and then they probably kept the really good hits, and then everything else, because there's autos in there, crappy autos, but there's autos. And they put them back in the retail blaster, and there's like 50 of them that I'm going through. It's like, I think I pulled 25 or 30 Justin Fields rookies. Like, I'll just lot these out and hope to get $2 a card or best offer. And there you go. John says, Porter, I did the same. I pulled out one of my collection. I only sell dupes. There you go. Mikey says, I love the Bowman Draft light boxes. Great value. I agree. And with last year's, the 2022, if you pull Jackson Holiday, that's like $100 card, which is about the price of a box. John says, it was a nice card that I now need to go buy again for myself. Who's Ben Verlander? So Ben Verlander is a national baseball writer, columnist. I don't know. He's a baseball reporter. He's also Justin Verlander's brother, and he's a former professional baseball player. He never made the show, but he does have some cards. He was in like Elite Extra Edition. I found a couple Ben Verlander cards going through some of my older stuff, like 2013, 14, somewhere in there. You can't say it's the most important until history has weighed in. Ridiculous otherwise. Well, you can say it's the most important to date. Let's see. It was for the LA Dodgers. I get you. But he hasn't even played. Yeah, he hasn't even played. So I got where John's going. Talking Tati says one day all players may wear 17 on Ohtani Day. Probably not. John says, I found that the cardboard gold penny sleeves stick together a lot. I most likely sent the card in question stuck to another one earlier this week. Oh, Well, somebody got a nice bonus, I guess. Jordan says, my Commanders Redskins football team are tanking for the third pick in the draft, and my Bears keep winning. I think the Bears right now are in line for the 8th overall pick. Talking Tatis says, Jackie performed on a racist stage and won people over with class and talent. We all Ohtani, even he is a Dodger. I hate admitting that. We all love Ohtani. Yeah, I agree. I have a real need for 2010 to 2019 cards. Hard to find that era in the collections I buy. This is actually something that I brought up a few days ago, or a couple of weeks ago, maybe. That I was going through, and I've picked up some like bulk lots of bulk collections of stuff from this era, and I pulled out like the heritage and some of the archives and some of the like the non-Topps base. And I was putting it in my quarter box, actually my dime boxes at a card show a few weeks ago. And somebody commented, they're like, man, there's some really good stuff in here because I never find 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14 in bargain boxes. When you go to a card show and you look at bargain boxes, it's going to be a lot of 80s, 90s, and last 5 years. That's it. And there's like from 2000 to 2018, there's like hardly anything. So I'm going to put some more focus on digging some of that stuff out and on eBay as well. Like when I put some of that stuff, some of the, and they're lesser sets, I'm not going to put like Bowman veterans and Topps base from those years, but especially Topps heritage, those singles sell really well. John says, so he's the Jackson Mahomes of journalism. Just less annoying. Just less annoying. Dave Arnold saw Ben Verlander pitch in Batavia. Batavia. Were they what were they? The Muck Dogs or something? Kirk Gibson signing directly leading to a championship. Gibson is no Ohtani, but results is results. I love Ohtani and wish him the very best. Hype and expectations will be tremendous. The language barrier should ease a little of that, hopefully. Yeah. I love watching Ohtani. I'm going to love watching him less in the National League and wearing a Dodgers uniform. That's just a tough pill to swallow. But Ohtani is Ohtani, and I'll still be rooting for him, just not his team. Talking Tatis says, Dave Arnold, I worked in Batavia in the New York Penn League. It smells like a manure factory. I remember when Dave went up there. Because I remember you were asking like on, I think Gary Sanchez playing up there at that time? I'm trying to think of who else. I remember you going up there. I'm about to pre-order a couple hobby boxes of 2023 Stadium Club, supposedly finally releasing in a couple weeks. Has anyone heard any news on the Stadium Club Chrome release? I have not heard a thing on either Stadium Club or Stadium Club Chrome. I haven't heard anything on Heritage Miners. Like I really like to grab some of that, but at this point it's like on to 2024. I don't know if Heritage Miners doesn't come out till the end of January, if it does come out at all, like I don't know if I'm a buyer at this point. Like, come on. I'm buying like no baseball from like May through October. And then all of a sudden it's like, I want this product. I want that product. I want this product. This product's not going to be released for another couple months. We're in 2024 already. Dave says, I've seen better high school fields than Batavia. Yikes. So that's about all I had for today. Hope you had a good holiday. One way or the other, a good, if you're not celebrating Christmas, hopefully you had a good Monday. I've got to remember tomorrow's trash day, which is, it's always nice having a trash. I think it's also recycling day. Yes, the cleaners are coming today. It's always nice to have the cleaners come and then it's trash and recycling day, like right after Christmas. You know, back in the day, and I don't know when, I think it's a part of growing older, but I used to get so upset. Not like mad upset, but like sad upset when like it was time to leave. If I was at my parents' house and I had to leave, it's like, oh, Christmas is over. I enjoyed it so much. Or when my mom left. And now it's like, I can't wait to get back to a normal routine. Is that just part of our aging process? Like, okay, it's fun. We had a good time, had good dinner, had a few beers, we got presents, we watched movies, we lounged around. Now it's time to get back to work. Like I'm at that point where this morning I woke up and I'm like, I'm going back to work. Now, let me also say that I work in my basement, so I'm wearing a hoodie and sweatpants. I woke up when I wanted to wake up this morning. I didn't have to wake up and shower and put on jeans and a button down and go into an office. So I guess that part is, is nice. But it was like I'm looking forward to this, and it's like, okay, it's time to. Yesterday was a lazy day, and now today it's time to get back to work, back to the grindstone. I was taking Grandma back last night, and she's like, how's your? I'm like, well, tomorrow I'm gonna. I didn't work at all today, so I'm gonna have to work like twice as much tomorrow. So, but I'm looking forward to it because having the day and just separating myself from the basement for an entire day was kind of nice. Even though I didn't leave the house except for our little Christmas walk with Biscuit, it was nice to just not be down here doing work. So, I think that's the difference as we get older. It's like, okay, Christmas is over. Now it's time to get back to work. So that's where I'm at. Tracy's in the house. It's afternoon for him. So it's he's on the East Coast, just afternoon. Tracy's getting ready for some lunch. Good afternoon. Just saw you were live. Hope everyone had a wonderful, wonderful day. Hope you did as well. I'm just about to wrap things up here. Went on late this morning. I just decided I don't remember if I said I was going on or not going on. I think it was one of those like I might go on the day after Christmas. It won't be a regular time because my mom will still be here. But maybe when my mom leaves, I'll pop on. So that's what we did. So I wanted to get back to somewhat of, even though it wasn't like my normal time, it's a little later, at least it's somewhat back to a routine. We'll get back to our normal routine tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Central. I think Mikey will talk about whatnot. So Mikey had some observations and questions. He did his first whatnot stream on Sunday. So I popped in there, bought a card, checked it out. So I just kind of want to share my thoughts on whatnot and the platform, and not as much the platform, but just building an audience. And Mikey may not have enjoyed the first go around, but it's all about building that audience, growing your audience, and going from there. So I think maybe tomorrow morning we'll talk about that. Madison Card Show is this Saturday. Forgot to put any banners up this morning. So that's Saturday, December 30th. Sheraton Hotel, John Nolen Drive. We're sold out with 135 dealer tables. We're running from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. with free admission, but early birds are welcome. I'll be set up. You can shop my bargain boxes as early as 7 a.m. I'll have a whole bunch of brand new bargain boxes from this latest Goodwill pallet. So quarter boxes, dollar boxes. I'm going to have to build out some more dollar boxes this week. So come see me on Saturday morning. We had at 7 a.m. last month, we had more people going through my bargain boxes than we had dealers setting up for the show. Let's run that back. That was fun. So as long as all the dealers show up, right? So that's this Saturday. Sheraton Hotel, John Nolen Drive, 9 to 3, 135 sold out dealer tables. First quarter schedule is out. January 27th, February 24th, and March 30th are the first quarter Madison Card Shows. We'll book April, May, June, probably at some point in February. So they're only allowing me to book 3 months out, 3 months at a time. All righty. So Madison Card Show this Saturday. Check out my eBay store, 99centcards.com, or link is in the description to this video. Buy 7 or more cards at regular price. That sounded like it was right outside. Oh, there it is right there. Got a fire truck. 7 or more cards, 25% off at my eBay store. Where we at? Shane says, heading out soon to drive to parents to do Christmas. Should be fun. Dad is making prime rib. Oh, damn. That sounds good. How long is it for me? 3-hour drive? I'll have some prime rib with you. James says, check out Ty and I on Whatnot tonight, 5:30 Pacific. That's 7:30 Central. Tons of vintage lots, crazy relics, and more. I will have to jump on and check out what you have going on. Jordan says, James, just in case you're wondering, the name of the channel, D Number Chaser. There you go. D Number Chaser. All righty. So hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Back at it tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central. We'll see you then.